try to project.
We're very excited you came to join us. We thought it would be really cool to talk about the custom car that Prestone worked with the Ringbrothers to custom build.
I'm Mike Ring, half owner of the Ringbrothers and the older brother, but yet we're the babies of 7.
I'm Jim. Thank everybody for coming.
Yeah, really, thanks for coming, because it was looking pretty bad there for a minute.
My name is Emily Reeves, and I have a small YouTube show, and we just did a spin-off show with Velocity, and it just premiered on Motor Trend a couple of weeks ago. You can find it as Live Love Wrench on Motor Trend and soon on Velocity, and then on YouTube it's Flying Sparks Garage. So my husband and I wrench on cars and we have a great time, and Prestone had me here to facilitate conversation with these guys about the car, and I'm really excited to be here because they are some of my favorite builders and now friends, because they're really awesome people. So we're really happy to be here. That's my husband back there filming. Favorite aspect of this build is that it's not a Camaro, it's not a Mustang, it's not a Challenger, it's something unique.
Mike was older than me. He obviously was working for my dad and my brother who took the station over, but he actually used to wash this car as a kid. For I think it was what, $2?
It kind of had a real swanky 70s paint job, like with a torch. We used to put those little oil change stickers of little plastic, and you would insert when you changed oil last and when it needs it again. It was funny because when we did the car, the last time the oil was changed was 1977, and I actually did it.
It's so awesome.
Still there when you started the build. Yeah, because the guy. The car was kind of lost, right?
He's standing next to me and he says, "Hey, do you want my old Javelin?" And I said, "You still have that car?" He says, "Yeah, it's in my garage." I said, "Yep,
I love it.
we want it."
So
went over, the car was still there.
Nobody was going to step out on a Javelin, right? If we had a Mustang.
That's not the normal destination.
It's a 72.
For
72, yeah. I mean, we could have probably got it pitched pretty easy. I think Michael, who's around here somewhere, he kind of bought in a little bit, but then we had to sell it to his boss, and we kind of oversold it, I think, but it was just like recognizable. If you say the word Javelin, you would think of Prestone, because to our knowledge, nobody's really pushed the envelope in one of these cars yet. Where with a Mustang Camaro, I think
they're everywhere.
Has, yeah.
They're everywhere. And you guys have done some of the most amazing Mustangs and Camaros.
Thanks.
So to be able to integrate those ideas, and I mean all of the fabrication. So talk some about how you changed the car and made it into what it is, because it's incredibly different than a factory Javelin.
Yeah, I think the ugliest thing, we kind of look at cars and we're doing them, it's like, what bothers you? And you kind of get a consensus. The nose, you know, on Dodge Chargers are pretty big, but I think the AMX and the Javelins were super extended and so high off the ground, and that was like the first thing. So we actually stretched the wheelbase.
Like a regular Javelin does. To me, doesn't look super aggressive and intimidating. And when you look at the nose of this car, it's like...
To change it was tough, but then again, not so much, because they were so ugly. If you've ever seen a Javelin front end, it's really like chicken wire.
It's a barbecue grill.
Yeah, it's a barbecue grill with a piece of aluminum pop riveted.
It's gorgeous. So that takes us to the next step of what you guys did for the power plant.
403 or 401. I mean, should we put the... But
the purists were probably
we knew we could never make the horsepower that we promised Prestone that it would make with that. So obviously the technology with these new Hellcat motors and Whipple superchargers and everything that went into that motor, it's a monster. We have it detuned and it's making 11 something. It's got plenty of power.
I don't know if there's any videos of the car with the tires not spinning. 70% nose heavy on
The only one that would drive that would be Paul Trees.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or Tanner Faust. You're right.
Another question over here.
Have you dealt with anybody in Hollywood or something to try and get it into a movie?
Just putting this car in, they'll debut it at SEMA this year. This car will be available in that game.
We had the car scanned, and then we modeled it, and it was done in Alias, which is like a software that the GM or Ford uses. And then we milled the hood, the fenders, the grill. But it was all milled. So it's a whole different way that we had ever built a car before, to another level. And we're actually building a Camaro right now we're milling the whole car. Unfortunately, it's a Camaro.
And a lot of the car is carbon fiber, right? The front fenders are carbon fiber, the hood is carbon fiber.
Yep, the deck lid, turn signals in the bumper, and in the rear it's 3-piece bumper also. And that was just because we didn't have a big enough machine to machine that.
I'm sure all the Javelin owners in North America have sent you tons of money in the mail because you've escalated their cars to another level altogether.
For people to call or just send us letters and thanking us for doing an AMC and increasing the value and making awareness of the Javelin. So it's really kind of cool to get people that excited.
Inside this box was his father's AMC racing jacket. He used to be on the race team, and he sends us this coat. You almost feel bad taking this coat. It's like the one of one, but it's sitting in our shop, which is kind of cool that he thought that much of it to give us that coat. But I almost feel like I have to give it back to him. It's pretty special.
You know, we had it here, but we just couldn't convince somebody to step out. So most people have to see something before they'll let you do it.
One thing either you like the exhaust,
right?
The side and the back.
Yeah.
You flick the switch.
Right, so I do have to explain the exhaust. So we just felt it fit the theme of the car. Just because you could only hear one side driving the car, and it would just, it was not pleasant to drive. It drove. I looked at Mike. I said, I can't deal with this. So we actually built a system now where you can actually put it out the side mechanically now. There's no electronics in it, or out the back. So after we ran it out the back, the car had a whole new sound, and that's just the way we left it. It would take some time.
It's
to do
mechanical.
That.
It's not electric.
Not electric.
It's actually, it's not even a good sound. It sounds like a boat underwater. You're only hearing the one side.
The four cylinders.
And it's really...
split.
How long did it go in your meeting?
It's been a busy day. I know.
Oh, I wish I could see this car in real life. And then yesterday I was like, it's here. And when I finally put two and two together, I was like, this is not happening. Like, oh my, this is crazy. So,
and he's like, what's the sense of melting tires? But the kids love it.
oh, I won't keep you. I know you got a lot.
No worries.
I can get a picture here.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, guys.
Man, do you need to send him a shirt like chains so we can see the guns on him?
I would love that.
So next they want to have a 68 F85.
Yeah, that's a badass car.
That would
Make sure it doesn't look like a Camaro when you're done, all right?
No, never.
How you doing, buddy? Nice to meet you. Big fan. Been following you guys for a long time. I appreciate that. It's an honor to meet you guys.